We researched how the usage of tobacco demoralizes people who use the product, and if race or gender played any factor. We did this by interviewing 8 different people of different genders and different race and asked them 3 main questions. Have you ever used tobacco products, and what were they? If you were to use tobacco products publicly, would you feel judged or discriminated against? Would you date a guy or girl that chronically used tobacco? Then, for the last 4 interviews, we asked 2 additional questions. What gender do you think uses tobacco the most? And what race do you think uses tobacco the most? And here are our results. Have you ever tried any tobacco products?
Yes. Do you want to know what kind?
Sure.
Hookah, e-cigs, cigarettes, cigars, pipe tobacco, salvia, lots of types.
Okay, have you ever felt discriminated against if you've ever smoked publicly?
I don't smoke publicly, at least not since I came to college. When I was at home, I never did, but now that I'm here, it's a little more accepted on the East Coast than California, which was where I'm from. So I guess it's kind of a little more accepted, but if I were to do it at home, it would be definitely discriminated.
Would you ever date a girl or marry a girl or whatever who chronically smokes?
Heck no. I don't chronically smoke. It's like a rare occasion.
Alright, thank you. Have you ever tried any tobacco products?
No.
Would you feel publicly discriminated against if you smoked out in public?
Yes.
Would you ever date a guy who is a chronic smoker?
No.
Why is that?
Because that's nasty. It's not good for you. You could die.
Have you ever used a tobacco product, and if so, what was it?
I smoked a cigarette once.
That's cool. Okay.
That's cool.
Do you feel like you would be discriminated against or judged if you smoked in public by other people?
Well, not so much nowadays. I think, of course, there's negative stigma related to it, but people are so accepting now of a lot of things. Then again, all of those in tobacco products now, things kind of encourages people to have a negative view on it. So maybe, I think so.
Okay. Would you date or marry someone who consistently
No.
smokes?
No.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Have you ever used any tobacco products?
No, I've never used any tobacco products.
If you did smoke publicly, would you feel judged or discriminated against from the public?
Not discriminated, but I feel judged.
Would you ever date a guy or marry a guy or girl who, I don't know what you'd do, who is a chronic smoker of tobacco?
I wouldn't.
You would not?
I would not.
Okay. Have you ever smoked or tried tobacco products, and if so, what were they?
Yes, I've tried cigarettes, and I did the hookah quite a lot of times.
Okay. If you were to smoke publicly tobacco,
Yeah.
would you feel discriminated against or judged by people?
No.
Okay. Would you ever marry or date a guy or girl who was a chronic smoker of tobacco?
I think I would, but it would bother me though.
Okay. And what race or gender do you think smokes the most?
Okay, gender, I think guys, and race, I think white people smoke the most.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Have you ever smoked a tobacco product before, and if so, which one?
Yes. Hookah, cigars. That's about it.
Would you feel like you would be publicly discriminated against if you smoked in public?
No, I mean it's obviously nowadays it's obviously becoming less popular, but I don't think I would.
Okay. Would you ever date someone who consistently smokes?
I would, but I would also try to help them get out of that little addiction they have.
Who do you notice smokes more, males or females? Which gender do you usually see smoke? I mean, no, what race do you see usually smoking more?
Probably like Arabic people,
Okay.
Middle Eastern, because it's more like traditional to smoke out of the hookah.
That's cool.
Have you ever tried any tobacco products before, and if so, what were they?
Yes, I've tried cigars.
Okay, if you were to smoke in public, would you feel judged or discriminated against by the people?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's kind of a disgusting habit. Draws a lot of attention.
Would you ever date a guy or girl who chronically smoked tobacco?
No.
Okay, what gender would you think smokes the most?
Males.
What race would you think smoked the most?
Every race probably. Probably a good mix.
Alright, thanks. You ever used a tobacco product before, and if so, what was it?
Yes, I have, and it was cigars.
Okay, if you were to smoke out in the public, would you think that people would judge you or discriminate against you for it?
I think they would because cigarettes kind of gross, and you can smell the cigarette smoke, and it's nasty.
Would you ever date a guy or girl who chronically smoked tobacco?
No, I don't think so. I think that's really gross, and it probably would kind of rub off on me.
What gender do you think smokes the most?
I think males.
What race would you think smokes the most?
I'm not quite sure because cigarettes don't discriminate.
Our results showed that a majority of the people that were sampled had previously used a tobacco product at some point in their lives. A majority of the sample population agreed that there is a social stigma surrounding the usage of tobacco products. Almost everyone did state that they would not prefer to have a spouse that consistently used tobacco. People felt as though men smoked more often than females did. However, we cannot find a racial correlation.